Hello, YouTube. It's me, John Avenger, once again, and welcome to another live commentary. I haven't done this in a couple of days. I've done live reviews of comic book stuff. This is not a comic book movie. It's a 2004 action comedy crime film starring a massive cast of talent. But it flopped, and it did not deserve to. The Perfect Score. Yeah, this is about 90 minutes, 92 minutes, so it's a lot shorter than American Graffiti. So let's get started because that was an hour and 50 minutes. So this one's a lot shorter. I wanted to choose shorter films for the podcast for September since it's a short month. Good soundtrack too. MTV films. Yeah, this is when MTV was a thing. Now people don't even watch MTV anymore. Paramount Pictures. hmm At least back then, movies didn't cost $200 million for Paramount in 2004 to like 2009. Good morning, John. I saw the movie last year on DVD. It still holds up. It does. It's almost 20 years old next year. Never took it. There he is, Chris Evans. He's going to be at Comic Con in a month. I'm not going to see him, but yeah, rest in peace, lady. I remember that actress. I got into college. You saw this a pregnant girl, yeah. This is Evans when he was a rising star. He didn't hit it big until he did Fantastic Four a year after this. No, Chris Evans is not average. He's a great actor, really handsome, and he's going to be great in hopefully the future endeavors. I just want Hollywood to stop wasting him because Ghosted and that movie he's going to do with Emily Blunt. Why is he doing those kind of films? There's Erica Christensen. She's Anna in this movie. I didn't take the SAT because I was just too much pressure on me. I graduated from high school. I just didn't want to take a test that was like so long and boring. I took the GED when I was 19 and I passed it because I'm smart. There it is, the perfect score. Birdies. hmm And this film is underrated. Like nobody talks about this film. A school is still a school. Even if I went to a community college and I'm still smarter than a person that dropped out of high school, you know? To me, a test score is just a test score. I don't know why people don't watch MTV anymore because they can listen to music videos on YouTube or TikTok or Spotify or something like that. You don't need to listen to music videos, or see them on a channel when you could just stream them somewhere else. I'm not ashamed. Kingsborough is one of the best community colleges in the world. So, Maddie, he's that's what's it, Brian Greenberg? Yeah, I haven't seen him in anything in a while. There's Matthew Lillard. He was fun this year in True Lies, the show. Hmm. He's always fun to watch. Yeah, book smart. I like the that they're trying to have a party before they go to they go to college or whatever, or after they graduate. But the thing is that I think the profanities there was too many of it. Caitlin and Rini were fine. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the other side characters. Does everybody in the high school have to say the F word? That's lazy writing. And again, I'm not going to blame Olivia Wilde. I'm blaming her dumb writer. Yeah, her dumb writer that is on strike right now. Yeah, you can't write. You know how to write girl characters. The dialogue, on the other hand, no. You don't know what you're doing. Not every teenager talks dirty. I wasn't when I was in high school. Now, again, different time. Bottoms, that's why that failed because it's just trying to be book smart, but with gayer characters, and yet it's badly written, and it was released during the writer's strike. Katie Silberman is not a good writer. She should never write again. She also wrote Don't Worry, Darling, and that flopped with critics. They thought it was it's man hating, and I don't like the actresses in it, Gemma Chan or Florence. So I heard a lot of people cuss in my high school. Yeah, because their parents are not there. But I'm not gonna. This is not a book smart podcast. It's there she is, the most gorgeous blonde in the world. Yeah, fight me on that, Margot Robbie fans. And no, not you, Josh, because I know you'll take it personally. This is the most beautiful actress I've ever seen with blonde hair. Period. Margot Robbie ain't got anything on her. She had one major hit, and she rules the world. Scarlett Johansson, when she hit the event, when the Avengers came out, she was mainstream, and that was more than 10 years before Margot Robbie was a thing. So, the most gorgeous blonde I've ever seen. And if I see her at Comic Con, I don't know how I'm going to react next year. I don't. I might go because hey, she's beautiful. I mean, my eyes look at something and then they bug out of my eyes. God, she's so gorgeous and can act. I know. Hmm. Hmm. I know. Exactly. Yeah, there's some dated references in this movie. It is from the 2000s. Chris Evans looks like he's 21 years old in this movie. Yeah, it's good to see him, when he was really young. He's still a young man. He's only a few years older than me, so I wish I was going to meet him, but I'm not. He's not coming Saturday, and well, he is going to be there Saturday for a panel. Ugh. Yes, Matthew Lillard is weird in a lot of his movies. This is like his character from Scream hit rock bottom and is living in a laundry room. Yeah, there's some mm, oh, during the writer strike, yeah, that's true. Help me. He's cute. With Chris Evans signed on to do Lightyear, I found out that he didn't fit the voice. Yeah, because it doesn't sound like Buzz Lightyear. His voice is too young. To me, if it's not Tim Allen's voice, it's usually not Buzz Lightyear to me. It's like Tom Hanks as Woody. You're not going to recast him. There's just some voices that are irreplaceable, like Robin Williams is the genie in Aladdin. You can't replace him. They did it with Ted Castaneda. It didn't sound like him. It's not horrible, but it's not Robin Williams. There's actors that have been interchangeable. James Bond, Batman, Superman, Spider Man. Yeah, voices of yeah, the voices of Harley Quinn. Even though there was only one voice that is the voice, in my opinion. Panty shot. Yes, Josh, I know. There's a panty shot. It was a 2000 movie directed by a man, and she's the most gorgeous blonde I've ever seen. Period. That's these big lips that will not quit, and that sultry voice, and that those eyes that you can get lost in for days. Oh my God, I can't. It's like her. Oh my God, you're so yummy. Mm. Oh my God, I want to pet your hair and kiss your face. I know that this is the basketball player that's in the movie. He's decent in the film, not terrible. Beautiful, beautiful creature. I saw a lot of her dramas, like Lost in Translation and The Girl with the Pearl Earring, and even Ghost World, which is weird because it's not really about her. It's more about this other girl that's in it, Dora Birch. Good performance, but it's weird and it's a little bit too long. This movie's only 90 minutes. That movie was almost 2 hours. It didn't need to be that long. It's more like a movie for hipsters, but I like Scarlett in the movie again because woman. I mean, you have Florence, who's below average, and then you have this creature. Yes, Asteroid City didn't make a lot of money, but she might get an Oscar for that, and Oppenheimer won't. It's just going to win for the technical stuff. And he's wearing blue, Captain America, and she has red hair, like Black Widow, the real Black Widow, not that the discount dollar store version that we got now. Chris always looks good in blue because again, he's Captain America. This only flopped because Ocean's 11 had come out, and Ocean's 12 was I think it came out like the same year. That movie was sucked. It was boring. They go to 15 locations in 5 minutes. It was too much. Hmm, a black woman, yeah. Again, this is mostly what we see now. Black families, black cartoon characters. It doesn't bother me as long as you don't force it. With Disney, they forced it in The Little Mermaid. I haven't seen it because I don't. I just do not want to see it. It's 2 hours long. Why? I don't know. Because they stretch it out. Why do I want a black girl? What do you think? I've said it in many of my podcasts before. Because they're the most desirable women in the world, in personality and sexy wise. The ones with British accents, no, I stay far the hell away from, because I've been through enough this year. My family's been through enough this year. Get my banana. Time to eat some breakfast. This nice clean banana. Exactly. Trust me, I haven't seen something with Florence in 2 years, and I'm better for it. Mm-hmm. It isn't worth it. Mm-hmm. That's why we're so committed to seeing him as Captain America, and I'm willing to see what Anthony Mackie will bring to the table. Don't judge him before you haven't seen him, guys. He did one TV show. That's not enough to make your prejudgment because he's black. So what? I want a different take on Cap. As long as Cap is not a woman, I am fine with it. And the guy, hi, there he is. There's the Asian guy of the movie, the guy that steals the movie. Leonardo Lamb. Roy. Yeah. I don't know why. Because I got high. I don't get high. I don't like to smell the weed. This is when stoners were different races. Damn, who was that? Gal Gadot, it looks like her. She's wearing a little kilt. She looks like she's wearing a kilt like Karen Gillan would. Can you imagine that, Josh? Her wearing a little kilt like that? There's the always gorgeous whatchamacallit, not Lauren Holly. What's her name? Oh yeah, Linda Boyd. She's always a beautiful woman, no matter what hair color she has. She's Canadian. So yummy. She's like the Canadian Susan Sarandon, just a little bit younger. Yeah. Imagine if Karen wore a little kilt like what Scarlett's wearing in this movie with that panty shot. Forget it. Guys would be flipping, would be climbing on the walls like Miles Gruber. There's special features on this thing too. There's a commentary and a making of, so it's not a bare bones DVD. I got this at a Blockbuster years ago before they closed. Oh, she's so hot. Because I like mature women too. I treat every woman that I'm into like a queen, man. I do, because I just they know I'm there for them. They can just feel my essence, my aura, and they're like, "Wow, he does like girls." Yeah, it's not. It was never a mystery, guys. I'm not the Q in the LGBTQ. I'm not part of that group. I'm an H, which isn't there. H, hetero, attracted to only women that live and breathe and smell good and are alive and are legal. Yeah, it's not a horror comedy. It's more like Ocean's 11, where there's some jokes here and there. Except this Asian guy can speak English. In those movies, the Japanese guy can't say like two words because they thought that Asians couldn't speak English back then. They learn English fast with the ESL classes or the internet. She's so yummy. The- That's a real crow, by the way. It's not CGI. And after seeing that crow, Wicked Prayer, I'm glad the crow here is a cameo and nothing else. Wait, watch it. Never play with crows. She's so little. Her juicy lips, those big juicy lips of hers. She's got like black girl lips, like Madeline Petch. Hmm. It's ironic because his friend is wearing the USA shirt and he became Captain America instead of Brian Greenberg. You know, Brian Greenberg, he looks like John Krasinski, right? He does. He looks just like if John Krasinski had a brother. Looks just like I got to see more stuff with him in the fall, like that Jack Ryan show. It's got to be less violent than Invincible because good God, that show was so over the top with its violence. I love the show, but man, every time someone gets hit, it's like they're gonna lose a pint of blood. Badges, don't need no stinking badges. It's a good thing nobody does live streams of the Invincible because if they showed this footage of that show on YouTube or Twitch, they would get banned because YouTube does not like excessive violence. Ooh. That's why when I do violent movies, I don't show you anything because I don't want to get flagged. Facebook already gave me an insignia. They gave me a citation because I put a picture of the Conjuring poster with the hangman's noose, and they thought I was suicidal. I'm like, do I look suicidal to you? No. Even after all I've been through, I'm not suicidal. I wouldn't ever think about that. I want to live so I could be with a girl. Hmm. Eagles. Yeah, it is just a wimp, Josh, because they don't know how to handle it. It's just a poster. It wasn't even a violent poster. It was just a poster from the Conjuring. That's why I'm never posting a picture of that movie again because Facebook is too sensitive. This dude is huge. Mm. There's Vanessa Angel. I've never seen Kingpin, but because again, it's from the '90s, and I just wasn't into that. I don't. I go bowling. She has nice legs. I'll tell you for that. She's the only Brit in this movie, but it's a cameo. She's wearing garter belts. Hmm. Well, I don't blame him. Vanessa Angel is pretty attractive for her age now. This was after Kingpin, this was years after. Hmm. They're hiding, like, he did an Endgame when him and Tony were looking for the Tesseract. SAT verification. He shredded the SAT. Why don't they read first? It's shredded. Francesca. We're about 30 minutes in. See, it goes by quick. The movies are so engaging. I guess audiences didn't see the premise as interesting. They're not gonna steal money, they're gonna steal test. I guess that wasn't good enough to make like at least $50 million domestically. Yeah. I never took it. I didn't want to. Let me see that actress that plays the mom. This movie's on Hulu, so you can watch it. You can watch it on Hulu, Roku, and Amazon Prime. That's Tyra Farrell, Desmond's mother. She's hot. She's 61 years old now. Wow. She was in Boys in the Hood. Oh, she was in Jungle Fever. Yeah. Firecracker, man. Her birthday's in January, like me. Mm. She was in Exorcist 3. Her most recent movie is A New York Christmas Wedding from 2020. Mm-hmm. 6 people. See, it's enough characters to get invested in. You don't need 35 characters in one movie. Sometimes it takes me out of the film. There's so many characters to follow, and I'm lost. Explain Street Fighter. I agree, John. Sometimes less is more. It's true. The Suicide Squad didn't need 45 characters. It had the same problem Eternals had. Too many characters to count, and I lost track after like the 30th character they were introduced. You only need like 5 or 6. You don't need 30. Because in the Suicide Squad, like I said, the best characters were Ratcatcher, Peacemaker, and who was the other one? And Polka Dot Man were like the three best. All the others were just there or were there to get killed. Mm-hmm. 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 Mm. That was the guy from Just Shoot Me. You don't lock your door. I know. Yet everybody's seen Black and Asians this year. If you've seen the Oscars, they're like, why are there so many minorities? Because the minorities took over Hollywood before the writer strike. That's why. When the writer strike happened, a bunch of SAG people are white people mostly. I know. I've seen them. I know the people who are in SAG, like Kristen Stewart and Fran Drescher. These are white people. That most of them are the ones that struck. It doesn't make any sense. SAG was founded by white people. I know. I do my research. I don't drink wine. I like sparkling cider. She is so short. She's so little, and I just want to trick that face of hers and just. I know she's married, but still, Natalie Portman's is single again, and trust me, that is my opportunity to meet her and flirt and be like, "You are the most gorgeous thing I've ever seen in my life." Period. I mean, I have a picture of her on my wall. That is a sign. I've had pictures on my wall of her since I was in living in an apartment. Hmm. There's two girls because you have to have a female in this movie. I was not. I'm not. I think the movie is overrated. Breakfast Club. It's not one of my favorite John Hughes movies. It's dirty for being dirty. Like it's R rated, and it could have easily been PG-13 back in the day. Hmm. Well, it kind of is. Exactly. Who's the people that voted the Oscars? A bunch of old 60 or 70-year-old white men that think that any movie that has beautiful cinematography is like the greatest movie ever made. I'm like, I'm sorry, but Oppenheimer is not a masterpiece. It's way too long, and Nolan is trying to, his ego gets in the way of making good cinema short, like this. This is a good movie that was overlooked and didn't make as much as Oppenheimer. Yet that movie got over $700 million it didn't deserve worldwide. What's so great about it? Josh didn't see it because it's too freaking long. And I get it. It's not meant for me. Movies that are 90 minutes or 2 hours are meant for me. If you look at my wall, except for that one right there, Avengers Endgame. That's still the longest movie I've seen in the theater, uh, single film I've seen in the theater that was worthy of the long running time. Because the longest film I saw was Return of the King, the extended cut, which I just bought. I need one more, and I got all three Lord of the Rings films. I could do them, but I'm doing them in parts. No way I'm doing 3 hours in one sitting. Red Bull. Having just beautiful visual doesn't always make a good movie. Yeah, it doesn't because Avatar was the visuals are the only reason it made that much money. There should be more black people in the Oscars chairs. They should be more people of diverse hiring. That way, a movie getting to vote for movies. Yeah, because if it's a bunch of old white guys from the 1920s, what haven't they seen yet? And to me, this acting is way better than this highbrow acting that Nolan thinks he's doing. Like every actor I choose is going to be the greatest performance I've ever seen. I'm sorry, Cillian Murphy has never been. I've never been a fan. Not even in Batman Begins. The guy's too good looking to be a dramatic actor. I'm sorry. He's got like blue eyes and big lips for a man, and it's weird. It's just strange. When I saw him in Red Eyes, I'm like, why did you make the villain look like that? It's not scary. I'm sorry, but Paul Dano was scarier as the Riddler in the Batman than Cillian Murphy was in Batman Begins. Just in my opinion. Her and Chris Evans didn't have a great year at the box office, but again, it is what it is. Well, Ghosted wasn't in theaters; it was on streaming. But again, And her movie Asteroid City did good critic wise, but it didn't make a lot of money because again, it's a whatchamacallit, it's not Len Wiseman, what's his name? The guy that makes all those avant-garde movies. What's his name? Let me see. I want to see that movie, but it's an hour and 45 minutes, so it's not 2.5 hours. Margot Robbie's also in it, so I'm skipping it. Wes Anderson, yeah. He keeps his movies under $200 million. You don't want to have a movie look ugly, yeah, but I don't want a movie look so highbrow and pretentious, Josh. I don't want that either. There's the Crow again. Again, the Crow's just a cameo in the movie. There's a parody of the Matrix here. Hmm. Yeah, the Asian guy likes the white girl again. If this was made this year, then the Crow cameo would have been forced, or the Crow would have been in the film a lot more, and it would have been bad CGI. This came out a year before Wicked Prey, and it's better because I can look at it. It's not some cheap knockoff, Tarantino or Robert Rodriguez film. Here's the Matrix parody. Yeah, God, you're so sexy. She was meant to wear the black leather because unlike Binto Face, who can't act, yep, it's like a predecessor to her Black Widow character. This is the Matrix because it was everywhere in the 2000s after the first one. Mm. And she did a better parody. She did a better Matrix scene than the last movie that came out in 2021. Yeah, nobody liked it. Resurrection was a joke. 2 hours and 20 minutes to tell a movie that could have been 90 minutes or 95 minutes. Why is a Matrix movie over 2 hours long? That's mental. After the first one, it should have been 2 hours even or an hour and 50 minutes. I'm sorry, but the Matrix doesn't need to overstay its welcome. You're just being highbrow and philosophical, and that's not why I watch an action sci-fi movie. I watch a movie to be entertained. That's my priority number one. Because if I want to see art, I'll see a Denis Villeneuve movie. His movies are art, and it's not 4 hours long, Nolan. His movies are better than yours. Arrival is better than Tenet. Blade Runner is better than Oppenheimer. I know it. I already feel it. Dune is better than the Batman trilogy, and it's shorter. Mm-hmm. Dune Part 1, just that one part. They're like, this is boring. It's just people walking. It's a journey. A journey a journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step. And Dune Part 2, I'm looking forward to it next year. I know Josh is upset that the movie got pushed, but hey, the Marvels cannot compete against a big juggernaut of a Star Wars-like movie like Dune or Rebel Moon, which is trying to be Dune. Mm. Yeah, we're halfway through the movie already. You shouldn't smoke, Scarlett. Your beautiful voice, I want it to be sustained. Mm. Your face is just majestic. I told you, the most beautiful blonde girl I have ever seen. If I meet her at a convention, I don't know how I'm going to react, guys. I don't. I might do like Tom Cruise and jump on a table or jump on a couch because I don't know. I can't be subtle about my thing because I said screw subtlety. Subtlety was right out the window in 2020. Is that heat? I didn't say the look. I said you don't have to always make a guy or girl ugly to sell them as a nice person or bad person. Marvels, I should be fine. I have something. No, the Marvels is going to do well. People just think it's going to flop because of Brie. Brie hasn't been in a movie in years, guys. She's done cameos and she did that thing on Netflix. That's it. She hasn't been in a film, mainstream film in years. They act like she's in a movie every year. She's not overexposed. Margot Robbie was in everything since Wolf of Wall Street. And you got Barbie. Stay there and stay the hell away from Marvel. I don't want you in Marvel. You failed in DC as Harley Quinn. You're not Arlene Sorkin, and you failed at trying other franchises like Legend of Tarzan and all that. Just stay as Barbie and get out of my face. Got it? This movie is 20 minutes shorter than Barbie, and it's not gay. There's no gay characters in this movie. It's not needed. Tell a story. Don't preach. They're sneaking. They're on top of a building. I know what we need, Vern. Bolt cutters. Masks, yeah. Everybody had to wear them in the 2020s. The hell? Scuba mask. That doesn't cover your face, dude. Why did why didn't you get a Michael Myers mask or Jason mask to cover your face? She's wearing a severed head and he's wearing a old lady thing and he's wearing a scuba mask. Yeah, Sugar and Spice is another movie that was underrated that didn't deserve to flop because it came out after Bring It On, and it was a cute movie. I have to get it again. It's been a while since I've seen it. We're 48 minutes in. I'm wearing a mask at Comic Con, but over my eyes, not my face. I want I want Catherine Newton to see this face because she'll remember this face. Idiot. Again, take the stupid mask off. God, you're so voluptuous. Yeah, I'm supposed to like look away. I can't do that. Bree did some acting during the pandemic, but Tiana, and Iman should be fine. Yeah, Caitlin Deaver should get her own franchise. Melchior was at least in two, so she started. Caitlin hasn't even done a franchise yet because Bad Teacher doesn't count. She was a little girl, and she was not the main character. Cameron Diaz was, and they want to do a sequel, even though because Cameron got out of retirement. But I don't know. She deserves so much better than a stream show or stream movie because she's so good. And that trailer for That sci-fi movie she's doing on Hulu. Yeah, it looks interesting. Security guards. They're smelling each other like dogs. Mhm. He's climbing a tree. Okay, Linda's waiting for the right franchise to take part in, but her sci-fi film, she looks terrified. Yeah, it's her fate because she's basically the trailer because it's 2 minutes of her just running away from an alien, and yeah, and it's there's not a lot of people in the trailer. That's good. It's more isolated. It's like Alien Isolation than uh than like a a sci-fi comedy or something like that, like Galaxy Quest or Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Again, I remember those flipper phones from 2004. Roses are nice. It's nice. I don't keep my admiration a secret. Captain Newton is going to know exactly what I'm into. And yes, I'm going to bring my cup to Comic Con so she can sign it, because to hell with what the critics thought about Quantumania. I'm not there for the critics. I'm there for her. Street Fighter 2. Mm-hmm. I used to play it again a lot too. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Video game developers, they better not go on strike, or so help me. Yep. Mm-hmm. I remember Blanca in the game, not in the movie where he's underused. He's green and has a red chest. You know, I remember Blanca. I used to play as Blanca. My favorite characters though, Ryu. And it's Blanca with a K, not with a C. She's so beautiful. So I know I've been saying that a lot, guys, but Erica Christensen, nothing against her. She's not a spring chicken. She's very attractive, but there's only one Scarlett Johansson yet. It's Paul Rudd's film. She's not the lead, but you get the girls you are meeting love at Comic Con. It's Paul Rudd's film, yeah, and he's funny. Like the first moment you see him after the flashback with Janet and with Kang, it didn't bother me. I know it was short. It wasn't like that flashback was 20 minutes. And then he's smiling, welcome back. How could people hate a movie like that? Because it's not as goofy as Love and Thunder. It was fun. It was lighthearted. It didn't need to be heavy on the emotion. That was Guardians 3. Since You've Been Gone, that song was one of the lighter moments of the movie. Everything else, I was crying, or I was just like, what's going to happen next? I was invested emotionally. The Invincible, half the time your lead character gets pummeled. Nothing like that happens here, because I wanted to see something lighter that was under 2 hours. Yeah, Mark Grayson gets pummeled, not just punched. He gets pummeled in every other episode. I'm like, my God, it's a lot. Sometimes I want to see a superhero thing that's a little bit lighter. Beautiful flowers. That's nice. That's why I go see the movies with an open mind instead of just listening to critics. Critics hated Meg too, but I had a ball in the theater. I was laughing. I had a good time. I bought my shark puppet, and people liked it. Some two guys took a selfie with me with my puppet. See, I'm not an idiot. I like to be creative and in the theater going experiences. I like to express myself. I wear costumes and bring props and toys with me to the theater. There's nothing wrong with that. Secret admirer. Next time, wear a belt, Roy. The Marvels is going to be a little wacky, but it has to be lighter. I don't want some drama with some Final Fantasy villain. Some are going to take issue with it being between Monster High 2. Monster High 2 is in October, just a month before, and the Marvels. But again, it's girls fighting. It's girls being interesting. They're not saying, "Oh, men are the disease of the film." No, I remember computers back then. They were much slower than now. To fall 2004, I went to college. I was starting college. It's an hour. Smart. He's looking at her bosoms again. If I was that close to Scarlett, what do you think I'm going to look at, guys? I do that. It's what I do. 2004 is when Hollywood cared about casting. Yeah. And they cast people not for their color, because there's only one black guy in the main cast, and but they're up for their talent and for their acting ability, not just their looks. Plus, it's been four years since 2019. Yeah, again, that was years ago, before the pandemic. People need to let it go. Caitlin's not going to get judged because Caitlin did Booksmart the same year that Brie hit it big, and she worked with Brie. The guys that know math are the black and the Asian guy. Yeah, yeah. She was reading the question. He was like, "Again, we do that. We do that. You can't cancel our eyes. Sorry." Brie could give her and her co-star Lecky some advice for a franchise. Yeah, Caitlin is loved. Brie helped her in Short Term 12. Yeah, and that movie was a drama, but it was well made. It wasn't 3 hours up its own anus like Nolan's films. His movies are too long now. After Interstellar, I'm like, Nolan, please don't make a movie this long again, and he keeps doing it. Dunkirk was his shortest film, and there's no women in that. You can't make a movie shorter yet have no women in it. That's just insulting. Sorry. I know it's war, but still, it's not a documentary. It's a movie. People want to be entertained. Give us heteros something to look at for 2 hours or close to it. She's a little flower. They said the Mario movie pandered to the gamers. Well, yeah, I was going to that movie to see the game on the screen. Mm, mm, mm. Again, I say she is so yummy, guys. No matter what film I see her in, even as a voice of a robot in her, I was like, ooh. Joaquin Phoenix, I'm like, yeah, I could see why he was in love with her voice. Because again, you hear that voice and you're in love. Hmm. And this movie has things happening. It's not just people talking in a room. That would be really boring after like 20 minutes. Yikes. That's how I feel with Elizabeth every time I see her. Yeah, again, and I didn't see Elizabeth Olsen until I was almost 30. Because the first time I saw her was Winter Soldier in that cameo. And then a year later, well, the same year I saw Godzilla. And I'm like, yeah, she's going places. And then when Avengers Age of Ultron came out, she was a star. I mean, who's the first two characters you see in that movie? Her and her brother holding hands. And then, Von Strucker. That's true. While the soundtrack is not as banging it's an early 2000s soundtrack. It's not as good as American Graffiti. It's still a shorter movie, though. Movies not like movies nowadays when they have to have a lot of music that just doesn't fit the scene. Yeah, and they pad out the running time. Olsen nearly got to me to cry 3 times. Age of Ultron, Infinity War, and Multiverse of Madness. She's doing a movie with Carrie Coon again. Good. Nobody is. It's another song in the background. The lights are on. And unlike Pain and Gain, these characters are likable. They're not they're not unlikable people. And they fell. course it is. Hmm. And there's only one F bomb in this movie. You don't need, because it's a PG-13. Yeah, he got caught just like with Caitlin Deaver, that she was the one that got arrested, not Beanie. I felt so sorry for her because she didn't deserve to go to prison. It is done, yeah. You can't undo it. The cops are showing up, yeah. Because even if he didn't take anything, he's still breaking and entering. It's called trespassing. I don't do that. Adam Eve has her own comic and some toys. Yeah, I would love to get her toy. She's adorable. Booksmart. At least Caitlin got out of jail. Yeah, because they caught a pedophile, criminal in the car. That I would have gotten out of myself. Yeah, again, it was very convenient that she got out, but again, they didn't want to keep Caitlin in prison. That would have been just a downbeat ending. It's like the ending of First Blood. It's that kind of downbeat. Uh, mm, mm. You're drinking coffee. Yeah, Linda Boyd's only in 2 scenes in this movie. Hmm. It's a good shot. See, that's a good shot. And how long is it? Like 3 seconds. It's not 5 minutes, Nolan. You can hold on to a shot for a while, but not like 5 minutes. Like, look how beautiful this movie is. We get it already, dude. I'm going to see Insomnia this fall instead of Oppenheimer. It's much shorter. It's R-rated. It's got two great actors in it, not 35. And they're not British. Because Insomnia, I heard really good things about it. It's like an hour and 56 minutes. That's a huge difference from that and Oppenheimer. It's an hour difference. I'm not wasting 3 hours of my time with Comic Con coming up. That's going to be hours of entertainment for me. No, that show won't come out for like many years later because came out in the 2010s. I didn't see it because it's too long. It's got like 12 seasons and 3 spinoffs. That's way too much content. The Boys is only 4 seasons, 3 seasons, a fourth one coming up, and there's a spinoff coming out this month at the end. Yeah, and whose career was bigger? Matthew Lillard became Shaggy. That's good, but he was Captain America in 2 movies that have made more than Barbie. Yeah, that and Infinity War, which I have my poster outside my room. I'm going to put it on my wall. Try to later this month. That's nice. Nice rewatcher. Thanks, Spidey. The perfect score. I would say I would recommend watching it at least once. It's on streaming, so you'll be able to find it. Hmm. Yeah, the movie's almost over, thankfully. So it's not. It doesn't overstay its welcome. Hmm. He had a bong, but they didn't show it because it's not an R-rated movie. Most stoner films are R-rated or NC-17. I don't. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I don't like to repeat myself either, but get up, dude. And the movie's not preaching. It has a black family, but it's not. They don't spend too much time with them. It's enough. There's my girl. Beautiful, beautiful creature, you. And I'm sorry, Karen. Nothing against Karen because I think she's beautiful too. But there's only one Scarlett, and there's a reason why she's one of the highest paid actresses in the world. Even when she does independent work, I'm like, your face could light up a room, man. Karen, I want to see more of her hair and not her bald. in the next couple years, like in the Jumanji films, or even in Stuber, even though it was a blink and you miss a cameo. I mean, you had a movie with her and Natalie Portman, the other bowling girl. Yeah. What do you think I was gonna do? Roll my eyes because I'm like, oh my god. Ooh. Yes, kiss that beautiful creature. Love Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow in some of the movies. Not a knock against Karen. You will see more of the sexy strawberry here in the next few years. Yeah, in person with no ball caps, no makeup, just her natural beauty. Can't look away from the girl like her. She does look like Susan Sarandon. She's gonna be at Comic Con, but the day a day I'm not going. And plus, she's expensive. But I know who I'm gonna meet. Hmm, that's right. Walk, baby, walk. I know, Chris. I know. Even though Erica Christensen, she's cute, but Scarlett, there's only one, man. There could be only one that one blonde that will steal my heart. And that's her. Because I met Olivia Wilde, and trust me, I couldn't move. She came into the room and got on stage. I couldn't move. I couldn't move my face for hours. I was like, oh my god, that's really her. Hopefully, we'll see more of Erin Moriarty. Yeah, I want to see her too. Right. No, Roy gives it to somebody else. Yeah, exactly. I didn't even take the test because I'm like, I don't need numbers. Do not determine how smart I am. I'm smarter than a lot of these idiots that are vaping or smoking weed outside my house. Yeah, I'm not that stupid because my brain is working, and I don't eat things I'm not supposed to. No, Roy takes the answers and gives it to some random students. He gives it to these guys. Now that they're going to get high scores on this. A biker. That looks like my friend Dante. We need to get some more gentle kissing from a guy with a girl in movies. Can't cancel that. When the Rock kissed Rat Cracker, I know that. Yeah. Briarwood. Nia Damison gets to kiss somebody. I want to see that. Wink, wink. Yep, adventure. Hmm. Like me. Of course, Asians make a lot of money creating video games. That was perfect score, guys. It's a fun movie. I would say watch it at least once. So, directed by Brian Robbins. That's it. There's no post credit scene or anything. It still holds up. And see, it's nice and short, an hour and 27 minutes. It didn't have to be 2 hours long because movies nowadays are just too long. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Acknowledge me. I always say that because at the end of every video, I want to say that. And my next podcast will probably be in a couple of days. I'm not doing one tomorrow because I need to rest. I'll probably just see a movie, but it's worth a watch. This movie. It's not a bad movie. The critics just wanted something deeper than stealing tests to test answers from a test that I didn't even take. Yeah, but anyway, that was the perfect score. I'm glad I got to do it. Thanks for watching, all of you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Mm-hmm.